Hey guys, I am Avinash here and welcome to OnLive Server. So today I am here with you to discuss on one of the most widely discussed topic around us, that is what is HTTP or what is HTTPS and what is the difference between them. Now if we are discussing about HTTPS, then obviously a term SSL will come in our mind. So what is SSL? Well, in short, it is known as Security Socket Layer. Now rest of the topic, or we can say the rest of the details about the SSL, I will discuss further in this video, and we'll also talk about what is SSL certification. So now let us move towards our presentation. Now see what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS and how does the SSL certification works. Okay, so what is HTTP? See, HTTP can be defined as Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and HTTPS can be defined as Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. S stands for secure. That is why in SSL it is known as a security socket layer, that is secured socket layer it is also known as. So now HTTP it works at port number 80 and HTTPS it works as port number 443. See, your all static website that runs on HTTP, but your all website that contains the details of which requires the detail like your online payment website, the merchant websites, these all, or your all the bank transaction websites or your e-commerce websites, everything runs on HTTPS. Actually this is the more secured version of HTTP. Your all the dynamic websites use HTTPS over HTTP. It is also used to protect highly confidential online transactions like your own online banking and online shopping order forms, that is all hosted over HTTPS. Okay, so here you see the basic difference between HTTP and HTTPS can be understood by the simple figure. Now see, here we can assume this is the global net, this is the router, or we can say anything, we can say this is the server or this is the global internet connectivity link. Here I am having two users, one is Sacha and another one is John. They both are accessing some data from their home through global internet. Okay, now let us assume here there are two hackers who want to hack the data of Sacha as well as John. Now see, if Sacha is using HTTP to browse his web, then his data is not protected end-to-end, that is end-to-end encryption is absent, and thus his data can be easily recorded and accessed between his computer and the web by the help of any medium by the hackers. But whereas in the same case of John, who is using HTTPS to browse his web, his data is protected end-to-end and can also be recorded but appears as a grable to any eavesdroppers between his computer and the web. That is, his data is totally in the encrypted form and thus it cannot be understood by any common hacker. Okay, so this was the basic difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Now what is SSL certificate? See, SSL certificate are a kind of a small data files that digitally bind a cryptographic key. Actually SSL generates a 16 to 18 or more than 20 letters cryptographic key that is a kind of that cannot be read or that cannot be interpreted by any normal person or any hacker. This key is generated to the organization's detail. Now when installed on a web server, it activates the padlock. See, you must have noticed that whenever you are entering a website name or a web browser name, then the place where you are entering the website name and pressing the enter, there you will notice a padlock is generated if the site is HTTPS secured, or a padlock is not activated if it is not HTTPS secured. Means if the site is HTTP, then no padlock will be present. And the HTTPS protocol allows secure connections from a web server to a browser. Basically SSL certificate, it creates a pipeline which allows a secure connection from a web server to a browser. Okay, now what is SSL certificate? See, in short, SSL certificate can be defined in the two ways or by two methods. That SSL certificates usually bind together a domain name, server name or a host name to the organization's identity and its location. See, if you are running an organization, if you are running a website, or if you are running an e-commerce website where you feel that you are taking the information from the general public, or general public is making some transactions from your website, then you need to install the SSL certificate on your web browser to initiate a secure connections with the browsers. Now once this connection is established, all web traffic between the web server and the browser will be secure. That is, the third person or the hacker will not be able to code this cryptographic key or any information between the user and the we can say browser and the server. Now SSL certificates need to be issued from a trusted certificate authority. See, every SSL certificate is verified by a trusted CA, and browsers, operating systems and mobile devices, they maintain a list of trusted CA root certificates, so that you can just directly go from there and you can pick and you can buy the SSL certificate for your website and make your website secure. That is from HTTP to HTTPS. Now how can I tell if a website has a SSL connection? See, the use of an SSL certificate on a website, as I told you earlier, is usually indicated by a padlock icon on web browser, and the website addresses will show HTTPS instead of HTTP. And in some cases this turns to be a green address bar, which shows that your site is now secured. Now things which you should have before buying a SSL certificate, that is, you should have your unique website IP address, you should have a certificate signing request CSR, you should have an updated and correct WHWH record, and you should also have the validation documents for your business or organization. Now say this is just a small example to show you. See here you can see the standard HTTP is changed to HTTPS. See, once your website is secured, then instead of here the place where you enter the address bar, that is address bar, the place where you enter the website's name, it turns from HTTP through HTTPS, which automatically tells the browsers that the connection between your server and the browser must be a secured one. Now, as I also told you, in some cases the address bar turns from white to green, indicating to the visitors that this site is extended validation SSL. Okay, and in some cases the padlock is also activated. See here, like a padlock is appeared, which is showing you a secured connection between the server. The website owner's legally incorporated company name is also sometime displayed here if it is a big e-commerce company or anything else, so it will also be shown here. So these are some indications through which you will come to know that this site is secured, and any transactions or any details which you are entering over this website is secured and it is not accessible by the third party person. See, so how it works: suppose this is your system, you are sitting here. Now user is accessing the secure site. Okay, suppose here suppose any XYZ site, any e-commerce or any banking website a user is accessing, thinking that it is a secured one. So now when he clicks, then this information by this pipeline goes to the requesting secure SSL connection from website host. See, the place where your website is hosting and the place where your SSL certificate is attached. Okay, so it is requesting a secured SSL connection. Now when this all your information, as I discussed earlier, is now found correct, then it will give you an entry. Okay, that is, the third point is host responds with a valid SSL certificate. So the host that will respond with a valid SSL certificate. Okay, now secured connection is established and transfer data is encrypted. So after this first, second and third process is completed, then a secured connection is now established and a transfer data is now encrypted. So in this way you can easily access any secured site, and you can feel free that your data is completely secured and it is not at all easily accessible to any third party person. Now if you are hosting your website and if you must have used the control panels, then you must have seen these four informations in the SSL button, that is private keys, CSR, that is certificate signing request, CRT, that is certificates, and install and manage SSL for your site, that is HTTPS. So at first you have to just go to any of the famous sites which are issuing SSL. So you just have to purchase one SSL certificate, then you have to click on this option, that is certificate signing request. When you will click on this option, then it will take you a page where you have to enter the basic details of your company and you have to generate one CSR. Now when the CSR is generated, you have to copy this key to the SSL website from where you purchase the certificate. Okay, when both the keys match and the information is correct, then a certificate is issued by the SSL issuing authority. Now when that certificate is issued, then you have to again come to this place. You have to click on this option, that is generate, view, upload or delete. Now you have to upload the certificate. You have to just click on this option. You need to go to upload, then just download your certificate, upload your certificate here and just press enter. then you have to go to PHP my admin option. There you just need to change your address from HTTP to HTTPS, and then you can just copy and enter this website name in another address bar, and you will see that all the qualifications it is now matching for HTTPS. The button is, the padlock is activated, maybe the address bar will also be turned to green. Okay friends, so this was all the basics about what is HTTP and what is HTTPS, the basic difference, how SSL certificates are generated. Okay, so if you like our video, do like and comment, and if you have any doubt, then you can just drop down the comment, and lastly just subscribe our channel. Thank you.